Manifest Destiny in the 19th century has had one of the most profound impacts on America during that time period, and its effects still linger to this day. According to Khan Academy, an academic website known for its academic courses, Manifest Destiny is the idea that white Americans were divinely ordained to settle the entire continent of North America.
Throughout the 19th century, we've seen how Manifest Destiny encouraged many Americans to settle out west. Previously, colonizers and settlers had made contact with Native Americans in small colonies in the East Coast. But with Manifest Destiny, colonizers and settlers had this idea and this desire to continue to expand outwards into the Pacific Ocean and had motivation to control these new lands. Doing this, they had contact with Native American tribes that previously inhabited the land for thousands of years. They decided to have control over it, which led to many consequences and negative impacts on these Native Americans, such as population loss, loss of culture, and relocation.
According to this graph, formed by using information from the American Journal of Legal History by Ethan Davis, an academic writer, you can see that 5,000 Cherokees out of the 20,000 that have been removed have died from the relocation. That's 25% of the population being just completely gone. And this would severely impact your way of life as the Cherokees are heavily as the Cherokees heavily relied on their manpower to sustain their lifestyle. So when 5,000 of their people died, it would result in a lack of shortage for their jobs as farmers and hunters.
There's your slide again. So it's got green. All right, Evan, you want to describe this? It's your slide.
This is my slide book. Here you can see that the Native Americans are being taken out of their homes. They are also during this process, they're also being relocated to new places. And during this process, they were also killed as a result of the relocation. And the people were very rough on them, the settlers. And this ended up decreasing the Native American population. This slide is going to talk about the cultural loss that became as a result of the Manifest Destiny. This slide is showing the opposing cultures between the settlers and the Native Americans. The painting here is from the Smithsonian American Art Museum and was made by George Catlin. He was a painter known for showing Native Americans in a collection of images. In this painting, the Native American here, you can see it right there, is called Lee Jun John. He was a Native American leader. He was sent to represent Washington. And as he was in Washington for winter, he ended up picking up on the European culture and clothing. So you can see it's like a before and after picture. He goes from a prideful Native American, and then that's also him to the right. It shows him wearing a high-heel boots, an umbrella, and a top hat. So you can see how the settlers' culture had an effect on the Native American people. This is the diversion of the Native American people as a result of the Manifest Destiny. Here you can, this image is from PBS. Here you can see that the Native American people the train here is converging and diverting the Native Americans from their land. And as
Another impact of Manifest Destiny on the Native Americans was relocation. According to the U.S. Department of State, approximately 60,000 Native Americans were relocated from their homelands into the brand new Indian Territory, which consists of modern-day Oklahoma and Kansas. The relocation, the relocation included mostly tribes from the civilized tribes, as you can see from this map that uses data from the U.S. Department of State. Those tribes include the Seminole tribe, the Cherokee, Creek, Chickasaw, Choctaw, and Sac and Fox tribes, respectively. One of the key ways they relocated was through the Trail of Tears. This is a painting made by Johnny Daikon, which is a painting that represents the harsh conditions that the Native Americans faced when they were being relocated from their homelands to the new Indian Territory. They went through a lot of harsh weather conditions, such as snow and rough terrain, and other natural effects that come from the territory they were going against. This made it a lot harder for them to relocate to their new territories. Not only were they dealing with the sadness and despair of leaving their home, but they also had to deal with the dangerous conditions of going through these new territories.
This slide is about the resolutions that came as a result of Manifest Destiny for the Native Americans. One is, and this is about what America did to support the Native Americans afterward. One of them is reservations, which were just essentially spaces only for Native Americans to protect the culture they had. The second point is citizenship, which is they gave the Native Americans the right to vote and the right to participate in the country, just in general. And the third one is protection of land. Essentially, they made it so that other sovereigns couldn't come onto their lands, just making sure that they were protected. And finally, the impacts. The research of the Native American population, the Native American population went up as a result of the Manifest Destiny ending. And better living conditions, as I already said before, they gained the right to vote and they had their space to themselves, so they were able to live better.
Yep, thank you for your time.
No. Stick together. You all get a question. Stick together. I know you're excited to leave, but you all have a question to answer. Benny, we'll start with you. If you had a fourth member of your team, what perspective could they have reached or they spoke about that would have been a contribution to your project?
A different perspective they could have done is maybe economically, because I feel like we didn't really cover that as much as I wanted to.
Okay, Lorenzo, what is a way in which your team's resolution makes you think differently about the research you conducted?
It makes me think differently about the U.S. government's approach and their morals when it came to how they treated the Native Americans, specifically with relocation, how they decided to designate territories for them, how they were trying to find resolutions to give them some of the land that they took away from them, how to kind of resolve the issues of them taking away the land in their jurisdiction, so them kind of trying to resolve it and giving them, control over territories that we gave back to them, just kind of trying to fix some of those issues that we took away from them.
All right. Save the best for last. Reflecting on your colleagues' work, which one had the greatest impact on your understanding of Manifest Destiny?
I would probably say relocation, because it was one of the most major impacts because the Trail of Tears was one of the most major massive relocations of the Native Americans during that time period.